Yeah. Look at
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory of motivation which states that 5 categories of human needs dictate an individual's behavior. Individuals whose physiological needs are not met may die or become extremely ill. Individuals who do not feel love or belonging may experience depression or anxiety.
Those people in this country who care about people believe that housing is a human right. Now, there are many who try to ignore that. But what is undisputable is that those with stable housing are more likely to have a stable mind. Ever since the founding of America, since black people were brought to this country, housing has been challenged for black people. Look back at I'm Perry Red, and along with the Healthy DC and Me Coalition, we're going to tell you the story of Woodberry Village's challenging saga and the means toward empowerment.
How have you been impacted by the housing situation?
Well, I've been discriminated against my service animal, but as far as the housing situation, I don't have any heat. My ceiling is like hanging down. It's still leaking like today from like 5 years ago. So they haven't fixed it.
What type of justice are you seeking?
Financial justice.
Right, my heater, and I had to boil a pot of water to keep warm.
And you're saying at night?
At night and during the daytime, especially at night, it's really cold. Okay,
ridiculous.
and I had to wear my house coat to keep warm. I got socks on. You see, I got my pants on, my boots, and everything on.
How long you been dealing with this?
Ever since November.
November?
October, really October. Ever since October.
And what are they telling you? Well, first of all, your management company here is Capital Realty.
Yes, it is.
And what did they just took over? But what are they telling you when you call them?
Okay, they take so long to come. Okay, when I told them about I didn't have no heat, they came to bleed my radiator 2 times. It didn't work. So I was telling them, you need to bleed them more. Okay, I don't have no heat in my
radiators is cold.
All of them is cold. All my heater is cold. But I want to show you this too.
Okay, we're with you.
Okay. Like, see these mice trap?
I heard. We just talked to one of your other neighbors.
See, I be catching mice every day.
All over there. Like
my
no
bathroom ceiling had fell.
I heard about them, but look how they left that.
Look how they
Is
left
that
my
supposed
bathroom.
to be fixed?
And then not only this, look at this.
Look at that. Who's going to take a bath in there?
I don't take no bath. I take a shower.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I take a shower. It's right here out behind my bed.
Okay, what's going on behind your bed?
Look, mildew. I got mildew.
Oh, look, we got mold, Kenna. We got mold. We got mold. Absolutely not, DC. Absolutely not, DC.
And over there,
not on our watch, DC. Palms up. We are on this.
Yes, look at that.
This is Ward 8 Southeast DC, and this is how our families are living.
Yep. And
no, not on our watch. Not acceptable, DC.
There are a lot of things going on there at Woodberry Village. You know, we have, well, me, myself, personally, I have mice really bad. I have roaches. I have a problem with my heat, things like that. So I also go through anxiety and depression. When the heat was out, I had to go out to other people's house and spend the night, things like that. I wasn't able to even stay in my own home. So, yes, I'm seeking justice in that.
Because it's cold. Do Black Lives Matter in Ward 8 Southeast DC? Do they? Huh? I don't think they do. In a pandemic, seniors are living like third world citizens. We down here at DCRA, we want them to know we're not having it. In Woodberry Village Apartments, seniors are living with rats, mice, mold, no heat. Why is DC trusting slum DC? Help save DC. Help save DC.
Elected leaders are aware.
About these rats and mice and mold we talking about?
Yes.
Talk to us about your story, baby.
I was living in a different building that I've been living in for like 15 years. And then they moved me from that building to a newly renovated place. The newly renovated place, I have mice, I have roaches. The mice are getting, really bad now. They're running in and out my stove, in and out my stove and my oven. Mice droppings all over my living room table. When I come out at night, back in my living room from sleeping at night, I have mice droppings all over the living room table. They're all on the couch. And the living room needs, this mice situation needs to be under control.
Yeah, and let's be real, it's more than mice. I got rats in the hallway.
In the same complex where I am, they're living with mold.
Yes, they are.
There's mold all in their bathrooms, and she want to move you into the hotel and stuff like that. And then when you come back from the hotel, you still got mold in your apartment. It's not right, especially when you have babies in the house. I mean, small babies.
That's right.
They can get sick like that.
That's right.
They can get sick like that.
That's right.
So,
you're right.
the mice are eating up my food. They're eating up my food. And the rental office not going to replace my food. They're not going to replace nothing. So I just thank everybody for hearing me out. That's just how I feel. They need to either shut this place down.
What they're doing is they're coming to take one by one out in the middle of the night so that you don't think that there's a major problem over there. This apartment complex is too big for them to be putting band-aids on these repairs. Our people and their lives and their livelihood and their anxiety and their stress and their mental health should be more important than protecting these slumlords. And I thank you for speaking out.
And right now, this agency, DCRA, and the mayor's office, and the council as a whole, because this is a citywide problem, we're showcasing one out of many properties in Ward 8.
anything done? I don't know.
We hope to get answers from the mayor, first asking to speak with her after this press conference. Her public relations staff said no and told us to ask our questions during this Q&A.
Mayor, Josh Rosenthal, Fox 5 DC. A question I would have preferred to ask you afterwards, but there's a video making the rounds right now.
Okay, we're talking about statehood. Any other questions?
Mayor, this video
questions about statehood right now. Any other questions from the press?
It shows a particularly heinous killing. Have you seen the video, and what would you say to families who...
Who would ever imagine that even in the year 2021, that the cries of injustice for people of color having their hierarchy of needs not being met. And mass media is nowhere to be found to cover these type of stories. Human rights are being violated. It is a shame before God's green earth that the cries and tears of injustice are keeping the grass of graveyards green, because there is no one to capture. There is no one from mass media to amplify the voices, to amplify, to beckon, to reach and hear the cries of distress. Shame on you. Shame on you for not doing your due diligence of not capturing, not covering, not getting engaged, not doing your due job to make sure the cries are being heard. Where is the black press? Is it because we're black and brown that the horror is not being echoed? Why? Just why?
Hello, I'm Rhonda Hamilton, the president of the Healthy DC and Me Leadership Coalition. The families of Woodberry Village in Ward 8, Southeast Washington, D.C., in my opinion, are no different from the low-income families of color across this nation who are seeking justice for the violations of their human rights. In the wake of the George Floyd murder conviction, one has to ask themselves, when will black lives truly matter? Yesterday's colonized systems and practices must end. We must start anew. Present-day America in Washington, D.C., slumlord property owners are being allowed by our elected governmental officials to rob our black families of their dignity and rights to a higher standard of living. America, the time for change is now. Your silence is disappointing. Your inaction is damaging. Our people need us. Are you ready? Remember, mental health matters. No justice, no peace.